44.
I was
They
gonna
sure
say,
are. And our American
they are.
regulations are different, so I don't know. That's why I was just treading with it's not anything like that. It's just, this
Gravity-
pod goes on
gravity
in
has
American
indeed been
YouTube, and I
kind.
know that our regulations are gonna shit can us if we have anything like that. So in any case, welcome to It's Not a Phase. It's
Happy
been
Tuesday.
April Fools. You guys thought you were gonna see some free tits. No, we fucked you. We fucked with you. Fucking. It's been what, 3 weeks, guys?
I
Yeah,
want
it's
to
been
say
a few
at least
weeks.
2. Yeah.
So in case our viewers forgot, I'm JussJess, and we're definitely coming in hot this week. We got
Very hot. Very hot. Red.
My
Yeah.
cheeks are a little red. We gotta start this whole thing over now. Just scrap it, can it? On bottom we got.
I done fucked everything up
Yeah.
before we clicked record.
I don't have English now, and now fucking the show's ruined. Thanks. We got Mr. Raven Blackfall on bottom. That man about town. What's your shirt this week? Is this a new shirt you have?
No, I actually got this like a while back. It's actually Less Than Jake. The funny thing about the shirt is I haven't worn it on the podcast. I've owned it, but Less Than Jake is a ska band. But they do a song that's like the title is All My Best Friends Are Metalheads. And having a ska band with metal font with a big skull on it, it's just freaking hilarious. And I was like, dude, that's great. If people don't get it, there's people who get it and there's people who don't. And so people who definitely comment on it would definitely are in on the joke.
I like how I'm so simple that like you wear a shirt, and because I've never seen you wear it on the pod before, that must mean it's new.
It's new.
And that
It's
never
new to
had
you.
that shirt. Yes, it's a new shirt to me. So whoa. Oh, okay.
I like it.
I
dig
thought we
it.
were about to have to
Yes.
censor some more shit on American YouTube here, John. Like, calm down with being so Canadian. I get it. Jeez.
No, I was just showing off that the nightclub supremacy.
It's
I
nice.
like it.
It's
I
nice.
like it. Oh yeah, we got to talk about my revelation. Remind us to hopefully we can.
Yeah.
That was
This
good.
is DJ Raev though, right over here. He's this way. He's actually
Yes,
this way. He's
he's
Asylum
over-
Windsor, and actually there's some really fun events that are coming up at Asylum Windsor, so you should go ahead and look it up. Asylum_Windsor_official IG. Look him up. All right, continue. I'm sorry, Mr. Raven Blackfall. I just need to get that right out of the way in the beginning.
So I was God, what was it that made me test out I was at home and I was listening to music and I pulled up randomly some nightclub. And I had an epiphany that nightclub is the female version of priest, or priest is the female or the male version of nightclub, because they're like the gender, like the sound sonically is where I was going with that. Sonically, it just like they had their own things going on individually, but also like aesthetically too. It's kind of similar in a way, but how did I put it? I think it was like the synth pop male versus the synth pop like goth female. Like it's really, I said it so much better in the in the chat.
I
do have to say that Priest would be
DJ
the male
Raev
version of
signed off
nightclub,
here.
because nightclub's been around since what, 2012?
Yes. They would have counted it. They counted it as a modern band because they were both in they were both in our modern tournament, whatever.
But at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in Emily Kavanaugh supremacy. I worship at the Church of Emily Kavanaugh.
What did you say earlier today about Emily Kavanaugh? Something about girls and things and stuff?
Oh, one of the lines from one of their songs is, pretty girls do ugly things.
Yes, there you go. Nailed it. Love it.
Yeah.
Great
I worship
words.
at the Church of Emily. Oh, yeah, we both do in this household.
There you go. Well, there you go.
A very worthwhile church to attend.
Yes.
I guess that segues us into what did you guys do this week? if anything? What's better? I'm sorry, no. What have you guys done the last 3 weeks? And I have half the right to force an embarrassing story out of DJ Raev for being late for, you know, a little bit here, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do
You know what?
that.
I'll tell
But
a
I do want
story
to know. I
because
do want an update.
I'll tell you a story because I'm a firm believer in being proactive and open about men's health.
Oh, okay.
So I've got
Oh God,
something.
here we go.
I already like.
like.
No, I'm gonna say I like where this is going, and it's gonna be some really fucked up story. I'm gonna feel like an ass at the end, so I'm not gonna say
It's
anything
something
until you
I'm
tell it.
actively going through right now. Something I'm actively trying to manage and deal with, and I have another doctor's appointment in 9 days.
Okay.
Over is, I made no secret of the fact that when I got my vasectomy, that I had some bad complications. Like the worst case scenario that you can have, I drew almost like on almost every category. It's been a shit show that I've been dealing with for a couple of years now. Apparently, fellas, if things go awry enough and it sustains significant trauma to that region due to things going awry, and I did, you can reach a point where your body no longer naturally produces testosterone. As a guy, that's kind of an embarrassing thing to admit. But
It's a
I'm
big
a
deal.
firm believer in trying to be very upfront about, hey, sometimes shit goes wrong and you've got to deal with it. You've got to address it. It doesn't make you less than a man. It doesn't make you unmanly. It doesn't make you anything other than maybe unfortunate. But I've been I went to my doctor saying, hey, ever since the snip happened, and like it took me almost a year to not be in pain anymore. It took about 3
Damn.
months to recover from the snip. It was rough. But it's like, hey, since then, I'm irritable. I've got no energy. I'm lethargic. I'm gaining weight like much easier than I used to. Something's not right here. And so we went through all kinds of batteries of tests and came. I was like, oh, hey, my body's not naturally producing testosterone anymore because of the trauma of just the side effects of having a snip gone awry. So that's something I'm actively trying to work through. And is it a little embarrassing to admit? Absolutely it is. That's something hard for a guy to admit. But at the same time, I fully believe that we have to be more open and more expressive and communicate more about our physical health and our mental health, and that we need to do everything we can to just abandon this mentality that we have to suck it up and be tough. And no, that's not what it is. Hey, man, sometimes shit happens. So fucking deal with it. Right now, that's one of the things I'm dealing with. Shit happens. So next Thursday, I see a specialist about getting me on testosterone replacement, and that I've done just batteries and batteries of blood work to make sure it's all right. And it's like, okay, this is recoverable. But it's only recoverable because I spoke up and advocated for my health and communicated honestly and clearly with my doctor. And that's something that we should all do. But I find that the vast majority of men that I know are dog shit at this.
Yep.
But you know what? Suck it the fuck up, get over, cry me a river, build a bridge, get over it, talk to your doctor, be open. It's okay. This is recoverable.
I'm pretty sure this is on my midterm nursing exam tomorrow too. So thank you for. No, I mean that is really a thing. There, we are literally going over. Oh, whatever. I have it on my desk somewhere. It's in a stack of paper. How different demographics of people, such as gender, even race, religion, cultural approach medicine, and what to disclose to doctors, and like what they understand medically and everything differently. And men very, very classically, you hate to say, are stubborn medically speak, but a lot of them are taught to just kind of like tough it up and just don't. It's weird to bring it up to the doctor. It's weird to, so I totally, that is a big problem. It's culturally too. There's some cultures that are like that, like my family, they're all U-person and stuff. So it's like you will walk off cancer and just die from it before you say, hey doc, I have this weird lump. It's all about like stoicism and just, but it's so stupid to do because it's like oftentimes with modern medicine, it's something that could just be fixed or at least helped or addressed or whatever. So I mean, good on you. I mean, it sucks that you had to go through that for a whole fucking year before figuring it out. But I'm hoping that, I'm sure it's going to completely turn your world upside down once they put you on it, and like, things start to
How
get back up and running.
The of the major side effects, there's about a 1 in 5 chance of encountering any of the major side effects or any of the major negative reactions to it. The vast majority of people will never have anything happen. I happened to encounter 3 of the major negative consequences of that go along with this. So when it's like 1 in 5 for any of them, for me to pick up 3 of them, I'm a statistical anomaly and I know it.
I'm bringing you to Vegas next time I go, bro.
I'm
I'm sending you into slots of fun to play the blackjack next time. I failed last summer.
I gotta just bring something up. You know, you said the negative the negative repercussions of your vasectomy. You left out the most obvious one, which is pregnancy, which obviously you didn't like that's where my head went, is that the vasectomy didn't take and there was a pregnancy involved. But I feel
It
like
happens.
we probably, oh yeah, no, it 100% happens. But
Less
usually
now because the procedure is entirely different than back in the 90s and shit. Like there's definitely a lot of like boomer dads where they ended up with extra kids they didn't want. And I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We all like knew people that had one kind of thing. Like that's how fucking common it used to be. It's fairly rare now, but it can happen. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
like
and
usually
that said,
they test. Usually
They
they do
test
test.
now.
Yeah,
They
but
do
the
all
test-
this stuff.
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
the test
Yeah.
was awkward as fuck, by the way. Oh my
Nice.
God, was the test awkward because
Awkward,
you know,
like
Oh,
it
I
made
feel
you
like
feel
this
a
is the
certain
real
way.
story. I feel like this is the real story.
Yeah,
Please,
where's the-
this? Let's go into this.
Let's go.
so in order to be tested to make sure that you're actively shooting blanks, you know, X number of weeks go by. I don't remember exactly how many it was, but I think
I
it was
feel like
8
it's-
weeks.
Yeah, I feel like it's like 2 months or so. Yeah.
You got to JO a certain number of times, don't you, to get all that shit out?
It
I
wasn't
had
so
an
much
ex that
a
had
certain
to go
number
through
of
this.
times because the body will reabsorb things.
Yes.
So you didn't have to clear the barrel or anything like that because the body would reabsorb. But at the same time, you had to return a specimen to a lab within a certain number of hours, or really within a certain number of minutes of it occurring. So I had this occasion where I'm walking through this medical building with a brown paper bag, like it's the worst sack lunch you've ever encountered. And I'm walking through this medical lab with this like warm specimen. It's like, you know, I have to hand this over to this, you know, very young, pretty lady sitting behind there. She looks like maybe 25 and pretty and bubbly. It's like, yeah, I feel a little awkward just handing. Like I had to take it out of the bag in the waiting room and like, here you go. Here's a sample of my warm spunk, young lady. Good morning. Enjoy your morning fucking coffee. And that was really fucking awkward. Like I'm not sure I was a fan of that because it was like, hey, do what you got to do, and immediately jump in the car and run to the clinic while holding it between my legs to keep the specimen warm. Like,
You
this
need
is
to be
weird.
you
This
need to
is
be late
weird.
more often, man. I need to know what else you have locked and loaded. No, hopefully it's not sperm, but
Oh, I can
shouldn't be
tell all
anymore.
kinds of stories.
Jesus.
There we go. I would think I was like that was both barrels of that story there. We got the before and after.
I
That's
hate how they don't
fantastic.
tell you a lot of the repercussions that I actually had a buddy. I'll make this kind of quick because we're not going to talk about dicks and stuff the entire podcast. You know, even though I'm hosting, people expect that. But he got like elephantitis, and we made fun of it at the time, which is horrible. It was horrifying. But yeah, he had like big sack issue because there was like a blockage or something like that, and he said the same thing was like statistically very improbable. Like there were he was telling the story on the way to Cold Waves in a van where like all these dudes were considering getting it, and then they're like nope. Then my other buddy who had gotten it done when he was like young, he's like one of those, I'm super child free, like he's like he was like 25 when he got it done, no issues, nothing wrong with him at all, outpatient, completely fine. So but I hate how I feel like they don't tell you that kind of stuff. Like the woman's version of it, I got the tubal, and they did not tell me all sorts of things about how it can trigger menopause early. And it hasn't in me, but I still wish I would have known. They didn't say nothing about any of that. So do your own research when you're getting a medical procedure like that.
I can say from firsthand experience that if you happen to have one of the side effects is as you say, the elephantitis is, I learned that your scrotum can swell to a point where there is not a single wrinkle in it whatsoever anymore. It is just a
I'm
smooth
sorry.
ball.
God damn it.
It was the size of a grapefruit before I was willing to
I
let
didn't want to
Marcy see
ask
it for
if
the
that
first
was one
time.
of the five, but the second you said out of like one of five, and you had three of them, I'm like, but this motherfucker was sitting on a whole grapefruit, and he's not even gonna say it. He's fucking. They're gonna stop you on the way over the border going to work, like, sir, are you trying to smuggle
smuggling
produce into the United
illegal fruits
States?
into the United
Yeah.
States? Wait,
you can
can
swell
you?
to the point that there's no longer a wrinkle, and that unfortunately developed
God.
an internal hematoma, which
That's
took
horrible
months.
to heal.
It was months to fully recover, but the swelling and the size of the hematoma was so much that I demonstrated to Marcy when I finally let her see it because it was so bad. The bruising and it was so terrible that by the time I let her see it, I could hide my cell phone behind it.
I'm sorry to hear me. I mean, I know we're laughing, we're fucking talking about big balls. It is fucking. I'm sorry. There's no way to make that not funny, but it happened to you in real life, and I'm sorry. You know, I'm not trying to make light of that, but yeah.
I could put this behind my balls.
Fucking why you set it up like that? You're like I want you to laugh at me, You're like whatever. Fuck it. What is life? You know, you had to go through this. You didn't want to. You didn't do that on purpose, so let's fucking laugh about it, I guess, because that's
you
fucking
know what?
wild.
Every time you look at, from time to time, you're gonna look at your cell phone now, and you're gonna think about
I'm
my
gonna
balls.
think about your
Balls.
big,
until the end of time. You're gonna look at a cell phone and think of my sack.
big old basketball.
You're welcome.
Just sitting right up on there. Yeah. Wow. It made me think of the South Park episode right away.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah, I knew you wanted to
thinking of
say it
Randy
too.
in the
Yes.
wheelbarrow.
I about felt like that too.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
God. I didn't have any so we didn't even get into what we did over the
Yeah, I was
weekend.
gonna say, are we gonna
just
get
got
into shares
into
other than
fuck. I mean, okay, I'll make mine quick. I haven't gone to the club or anything. I thought about it, but then I went and I played poker at my buddy's house instead. I lost $5 and then I made my $5 back. Earlier today I was studying and I was like really stressed about that, and I stress ate 12 to 15 White Castle. I don't know how many I had. It was a lot.
you lost
Which is
count.
Rip to your
right.
toilet.
No,
Oh
well,
my
I mean,
God.
I have the exam tomorrow at 1 p.m. and just like
You
some
did.
diarrheoli during the exam is exactly what I fucking need.
Wear
As
a
the old
diaper.
person. Yeah. I thought about that one streamer I was talking about, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be me though. In a class full of like Gen Z.
Have you
Whatever you
seen
do.
have you seen that oh God, what was it? How High? Have you had to
Yes.
seen How High?
Yeah.
Remember
Bro,
when
I've
when they
lived
put
How
the
High.
Yeah, I was gonna say, remember when they put the laxatives in the
Yes.
guys? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's my life. Well, anyway, your turn, Raven. What'd you do last weekend? You said you did something.
I did do a thing. I actually went out. I went to UFO over the weekend.
I like UFO.
UFO, something called.
Oh, they're back there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still doing it up. It was Noir and Mike's last week in town. Shout
Wait,
out.
why are they moving or something?
They are already in Philadelphia.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I did not even realize. I'm not on
This-
Facebook at all anymore.
The city of brotherly love. Yeah.
I posted one post today on Facebook and it felt weird because I haven't done that in a while.
It's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to go out, support them, support their brand.
My mom's calling me.
And say what's up, and had a good time. I got to dance the tracks and hang out in the fog machine. Fog.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's like the whole vibe of something cold. They just, weird goth tracks. It's not your typical goth night where they play like all the 80s and like classic goth stuff or the stuff that you hear now. It's a lot of weirder stuff, and I really dig that about the DJs there.
Very minimal stuff, noise sometimes, like a
Noise,
lot
very
of
ambient, a lot of weird electro stuff, and it's a lot of the times it's vinyl.
whatever fucking
Vinyl
Brian
sets.
Eno is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just, hanging out. It was also really, really nice outside, so hanging out on the back patio.
Nice. Yeah, you did get that nice day, didn't you?
Yes, it was great. So,
The one nice day.
The
Shout
one.
out to all the people I met out there in the back patio, and some of the people that were on the dance floor. Enjoyed seeing y'all, and that was my one cool thing that I did. I've
I
also
did
been
a
I've also been
sorry.
binging the Wishmaster series. Love
Wishmaster.
it. Yes, yes. Freaking weird and awkward, crazy horror series. Love it.
What's it on? What like platform?
We'll
Like
just say
Netflix?
it could be, I think I
Pirate
can find it
Bay.
on Tubi or one of those weird streaming platforms. I'm sure it's probably on one of the main ones. I've been
Freebie.
sailing the high seas for a while, so you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
As for the fog, when it comes to something cold, like that is so I did a goth night. I coded it with the tattoo shop that I was at the time that we're not going to name right now. And we had some fog machines in there, and it was so much fog at Club FT that it was like the fire, like the building looked like it was on fire every time somebody opened the door to go have a cigarette. We posted photos. And Justin Carver was like, nice. He's like, that's an awesome amount of fog. And it felt so seen because like had that come from anybody but Justin, I would have been like, oh, thanks. But I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Justin liked my fog and he thought that it was a sufficient amount. I was like, I got this something cold
That's when
fucking badge of
you're doing
approval.
something. You're doing it
Yes.
right. You're doing it right from the fog master himself.
It's like he's a
Fog
minimal synth
machines.
committee.
I hate them.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go off. Go off.
Yeah, I want to hear more
Like
about
that
this.
fire. Go on.
No, just that fog machines in general, I absolutely hate because I wear glasses most of the time and they tend to stick the fuck out of my glasses. But there's some establishments that I frequent that are very fond of their fog machines to the point that if you're DJing there, you can barely see the people on the dance floor. And it's very common for me to end up with like a sinus infection after a night there because the fog is so thick and all that chemical it really fucks with me. I've heard like smoke detectors going off inside of a venue from the fog being so thick. And I was like, Jesus, I hate these machines so much to the point not once at Asylum have I ever used a fog machine.
Oh boy.
I mean, I feel like at that venue specifically, a fog machine would be kind of dangerous only because of the furniture. Like actually in the room, like if you fogged it up just enough, someone would just be walking in chairs and tables and shit like that, where it's like at least in most of like UFO, they have a pretty clear area.
Yeah.
Huh?
Although I have occasionally like kind of wandered around where it's more busy, and I would be like almost like worrying about walking straight into people because sometimes the fog is literally that thick where you could just almost just walk straight into someone within a few feet because that's just how something cold is. But that's kind of the appeal of it too. It's
See,
it's
with
kind of a love it
Asylum,
or hate thing. It's a love it or hate thing.
How bad is it about
things can get pretty interesting from time to time as it is without a fog machine to the point that we once found a skimpy pair of women's underwear right in front of the DJ setup back when we had merch. So like Marcy was working the merch table.
Uh-huh.
Like right within a few feet of in front of her and a few feet in front of the DJs at the end of near the end of the night. Someone's like,
Hold on.
is that a pair of women's underwear? So it's like we'll already find random undergarments without a fog machine. I start obscuring vision. I don't know what's going on. Like, well, we still got to make sure we're staying on the right side of law here.
Right. We have some standards that we have to keep up, right?
Very few. We stay on the right side of the liquor license, and that's about it.
Well, also you have to. I mean, in Canada, you definitely have to deal with capacity laws. That's like I know you guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
pretty big sticklers about that. I don't think I've ever had to deal at a venue where they're like, oh yeah, we have to have people waiting outside. Like I don't ever remember that happening at any venue recently. But I know you guys are pretty big. Yeah, everything okay?
Yeah, I got someone in the hallway that's about to lose a bone
Lose a
Well, go
bone.
take care of your husband and
out of their
come back.
No, the other one, and not the dog.
Do we have a podcast emergency?
Did it come out? Oh, you'll be all right. I know it sucks. I know it's scary when it's bleeding like that.
a face bone. I was worried, like, I'm like, oh, we have to take someone to the hospital or
No,
something.
no.
No.
No. I told
Okay.
her she knows what I'm doing. She knows I'm podcast.
Got it.
I just
You
told her
got
about, you know.
On-air sign is
Yeah. No, she
illuminated
just
outside
wanted
the
to
studio.
she just wanted to show me what was going on, and I want to make sure she was fine. So
Okay, cool.
Oh,
it's out.
that's legit.
It's out. It's out. She had tooth.
Yeah, we had a baby tooth. Yay.
You all right?
What do we do in the goth community when people lose teeth?
Is it gushing?
Because it's, you know, that's kind of cool, right? Bones.
Hold on, I gotta go see my grand tooth. Hold on 1 second.
Oh,
I mean, like,
this is
you guys
this is
can
a
talk
podcast.
amongst yourselves.
This is a podcast first, guys. We are live.
It is. It is. But yeah, you know what? Life happens sometimes. So, uh-oh, what's she bringing back?
I just said,
Other
can
than a
I
puppy.
have that? And then
This
she's
looks
like, did
a-
you
a
just
flip
take
pencil.
it? Yeah.
Oh my god, is that? I can see the roots on it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, look at that. Yeah, okay.
Does your mouth feel okay? You want some pop?
What?
Sugar-free pop.
No,
Just pour some sugar right on the roots. Hold on, guys.
yeah, sure. This has gotten to be a very interesting welcome back from like our 3 week break or however long it was.
It has been.
It's it's definitely got chaotic vibes for sure.
But
Ooh,
life happens.
I don't want to talk about it without did you do anything? Is there anything that you did in the time that we were that you wouldn't want to share?
I really haven't done anything other than
Yeah.
work, and as you guys know, I'm like
deal
the
with
front of my porch being completely
Oh,
ripped off and
yes.
reinstalled, and
Yeah, did you finish that project?
the contractor's
Prices
still
are-
working on it. It's going to be a couple more weeks. There were 3 pillars that were supporting a portion of my roof/attic over the porch that were underneath some sheathing. All 3 of those pillars had failed, and we didn't know
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was only a
So is
matter
it-
of time before everything just started collapsing in on itself, yeah.
So the entirety of that front porch, with the exception of like a small walk-up section now, is completely torn out, and found like nothing was done well. Like everything was just sitting on ground. There was no footing, no bracing, no concrete anywhere. Like everything was just sitting on ground. And I was like, Jesus. So trying to have someone go through and redo it right now is just, I'm hemorrhaging money. Well, we joint bank account, we're hemorrhaging money and stress at this.
Damn.
And we've got a giant like roll off dumpster sitting in our driveway as everything gets torn down and thrown out so it can be completely rebuilt and reframed and resupported, and fuck my life.
Hey, this too shall pass, my friend. This too shall pass. It's just, that's a part of just being a lucky homeowner, man.
Yay.
Any home improvement projects that require a dumpster in the driveway are like the most stressful. That's the rule. If you have to have a hallway, then you're about to have like a horrible fucking 4 weeks, of everything being disheveled and not really being able to live in your home correctly. So,
The contractor says that it won't, not this weekend, but next weekend, by the Saturday. It should all be done, though.
nice.
And then
And
you
I'll
can
have
enjoy it again.
I'll have a 22-foot wide and 22-foot long, 12-foot wide porch on the front of my house.
All right. That's pretty
Yeah.
big.
Porch
That's a
beers.
big- that's a big
Porch beers for you for you there, Raev. Porch beers for you. Just set up your tables and some speakers and just do some spinning out there on the porch for your neighbors.
We almost need a large porch because, like, in the summer, half the neighborhood at times will hang out on our porch, and hey, what's legal is legal. They'll just be, just crowd of people passing around J's, passing around, bottles of liquor, and just having a grand old time. There's no neighbors to complain because all of the neighbors are on my porch.
There you go.
Everybody just smoking, tops off, being Canadian as shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maple syrup going around, maybe a little bit of poutine.
Yep.
Is that what they call it?
Poutine.
Yeah. All right. Well, before my kid decided to come in and give me the whole tooth and nothing but the tooth, you were.
Oh, were you working on that in the other room? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Yep. I've been waiting about 3 minutes on that one. It's ding, it is done. Raven, were you done with your share or no?
Yeah, basically just UFO bar. Awesome.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
time.
Fun stuff.
Fun.
Well, I guess in other news, there's this one band, Health, and
Never heard of them.
yeah, I know. They actually have a record label and they have signed the band Street Sects. And you're only going to hear me say the hard T like that, saying their name, because if you don't,
Sects.
yes,
SECTS.
yes, yeah.
Sects.
I'm from the Midwest, so normally I'd say Segs, but faster, and it would sound like something else. But yeah, no. So congrats to them. They keep like multi-theming everything on their fucking Discord. Like it's not just health now, it's like health sects, all this other stuff. But I was like, I didn't even realize they had like a record label like that. I
Right.
really didn't realize.
Cool.
So yeah,
You
You know,
there's
they're no nightclub,
Compulsion-
but they're all right.
Compulsion
Oh.
Records.
Look at you two. All in your
Yeah.
own, like, your own little niche there.
They're not like the male version of nightclub or anything like that. I think the health is both the male and female version of itself somehow. You know, their
Fair.
top search is like, who is the female singer in Health? And the answer is Jake. So yeah. Other than that, when it comes to shares, I mean, I should have been listening to more music, but I've been studying a lot. I actually study in fucking
Oh, we
silence like a
didn't do-
weirdo.
Yeah, music. We had music shares and stuff like that. I
No.
mean, I had a share from like
2 weeks ago.
from several weeks ago. Yeah.
Let me
But
dig that
but
on up.
also, can I drop the big, like, the big
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Music festival announcement, obviously. Cold Waves 13 dropped. Heck yeah. Chicago, September 2025. Big names on the bill this year. Raev, Frontline Assembly, Metallo and the Fixer, Clock DVA. Who else is on there? Clipping, Light Asylum.
Light Asylum, nice.
She Passed Away, Actors. Yeah, there's Vision Video is gonna be there on Wednesday. There's like
There's a Wednesday now?
there's a Wednesday now. It's
Is it like
wild.
8
There's-
whole days of cold waves now? Fucking, it's like
It's-
Hanukkah for goth
There's
people.
yeah, it's really
Gothica.
And
Yes,
crazy
Gothica.
nights. Yeah.
It's like Wednesday you've got Vision Videos like headlining, Thursday Sidewalks and Skeletons, then there's Fridays Nitzer and Frontline Assembly is there. They're going to be actually doing FLA is going to be doing a Wax Tracks era set, which is actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Clipping is headlining on Saturday. And instead of having mixed venues, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is all going to be at the Metro, which is
Nice.
going to be kind of cool because I like just knowing a venue and just being, you know, like, all right, this is what the venue is, and I know where it is, and I know how it's all set up. And G-Man is going to be doing stuff afterward, and G-Man's another bar like next door, which is kind of cool, like divey sports bar kind of thing vibes, but it's got good vibes. They're not doing the thing where there's a place next door that like you go down into the basement and it feels like you're in the bloodbath rave scene, which I digged after the show. But man, like going 2-3 days from 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon all the way to like 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. Boy, that's tough. That's not easy.
Especially at our profound ages,
Hey man, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking youngins.
Doesn't yeah. Yep. I feel it.
Yeah, so I secured my ticket, my 3-day pass. The extended passes that first were released a couple days ago, they sold out in like an hour for
I bet. bet.
yeah, it was wild.
I was surprised when you said there was anything left, to be honest, because normally
Well,
it sells out.
yeah, the first I'm sure the 3-day passes are probably gonna sell out.
Probably.
I'm just glad I got mine already. So
In
you
this
know,
economy, though, I'm sure like nobody can afford that.
it's for those big bands, $160 for all that
Oh,
content.
that's not bad. It's only that
Exactly.
much, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. For those I mean you're not getting like full long sets. You're getting like an hour set from like maybe each band, but like maybe a little bit extended on the headliners. But either way, if you break it down, that's like pennies on the dollar for each individual like band. So
Sick New World was like $350 fucking dollars.
yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, per
That's a
ticket.
big one.
Per ticket. So yeah,
Per
that's why
ticket.
when you said the 150 or something, and that's just for one day. So
Oh, is
I
that
mean, when
for
you're
one day?
that's one day of concerts.
So it's like $900 for 3 days.
Uh-huh. No,
Jeez.
it's only one day festival anyway, so
Oh, is it one day? So you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
possibly, but you can't possibly do it.
yeah. No, you can, and somehow they have it set up where you see every single fucking band if you want to. It's crazy. Like I have a hard time explaining it. They like
I was gonna say
cascaded the whole thing,
I was,
except health got boned, because whatever
of
band.
course you're gonna throw. You're gonna
Whatever
be like,
band Johnny, when I met Johnny, he even mentioned, he's like, oh, you mean the time of Sick New World where we did like all 3 songs? Yeah, it's because like the band before them had tech issues and they like couldn't set up in time or whatever. But no, they made it, they sliced it where you saw every band if you wanted to, like you could watch from this stage and that stage.
marathon it.
But yeah, it was crazy. It's hard to
Marathon
explain,
it.
and they really made it work. But no, I mean that's really affordable knowing it's that price for fucking 3 days of Cold Waves. I haven't gone since I know I brought this up before, but it was 2014. So it's been 11 years. Yeah.
I'll go to Chicago eventually.
You should. You need to go to Chicago.
I'm not a fan.
It's been way too long since you've never been to Chicago. So
I don't really like it. I don't know. I'm nothing against the people of Chicago. I enjoy Chicago. I don't enjoy Malort. I mean, I enjoy the people. I don't enjoy Malort or the city itself. But I like the pizza.
I actually like Malort.
Yeah, that's no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Those are inside thoughts, Raev. Those are things you keep to yourself.
Malort,
Okay.
I think Malort is like something that Chicago people like delude themselves to believe that is actually good, but it's actually like they're just like, no, we do it to get people to, try it when they come here, and then they go, oh, this is disgusting, or oh my God, why haven't I had this? And it's just like one of those things.
See, I didn't say it's good. I say I enjoy it. It just means I hate myself a little bit. So
if you can admit that, like you're just trying to like torture that one part of yourself that you're not big on with the Malort, I mean, I can see it then. It then becomes.
I'm not going to say it's good. What I enjoy is I'll get a shot of it, and I'll get a shot of it for somebody else at the same time, and I like to throw it back, knowing what's coming, and just straight face stare them in the eyes as they're dying.
Yeah.
And that's where my pleasure comes from.
Is it usually the conversation goes, have you tried Malort before?
Nope.
And if it's a no, and then you're like, yes, we're doing this.
You
Is
just
that it?
give them the liquors. Just give them a shot. Like they're not gonna.
Oh, those poor souls.
Is it what is it? It's alcohol.
They don't
I mean,
know.
as long as you're giving them alcohol, it's fine. You don't have to tell them what kind it is, I guess.
Well, I mean,
know.
you could warn someone only so much
Maybe.
for Malort. That stuff.
I give my own mother Malort.
Is she
Your
still
mom's
here?
cool, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, did she enjoy it, or she thought it was the most revolting thing that
No,
she
I could imagine
like a normal human being?
No, she had choice words for me, and then I reminded her that I get to pick the nursing home.
And then even as an adult, she gave you up for adoption after that.
Yeah.
Somehow she found a way. She's
Yeah,
like, I legally unbind myself from this person in any capacity.
Raising
you off the birth certificate.
Rave's mom's pretty cool, to be fair.
She's the shit. She's pretty shit.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool lady.
So, what else do we have here? We have the lineup for Cold Waves.
Yeah.
What did you guys send me here?
Bop, bop, bop.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch this.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because
I
I wanted to
love the
be
new version.
surprised.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, I have it in my head or
You know,
my
honestly,
headphones.
I like the tribute music video in the black and white with the cartoons from like the 1940s. I really like that and the original mix of the song.
Yeah.
What are we just gonna say what we're referring to before
Yeah,
like
so
we're alluding to it?
I'm about to share a screen. Our boy Al Jurgensen did a tribute
Uncle
music.
Al.
Yep. Uncle Al wants you to be a goth in his music video because he wants to upgrade his retirement home in a couple years. And it's actually looks pretty sweet. Let me just try to figure out how to share this because I can't remember because it's been like 3 weeks.
Remember to check the box.
Yep, the box, the share sound.
All about the box.
Mm-hmm. Stereo.
Uh,
Share. Big screen.
Yeah.
So I did
Yes,
it
the
right in
squirrely version.
yeah.
the squirrely version.
squirrely
That's the
version.
name of the mix.
Um,
Fantastic.
I'll explain why that is in a moment if you want.
Oh, is there okay?
does this say Cleopatra in the corner, like
Yeah, it's
Cleopatra Records?
Yes, yes.
Are they
Cleopatra
still
Records. Yes.
they're still a thing? They're still like
Obvious. Yeah.
I've obviously
Yeah.
acting
Surprisingly.
like I knew that before 3 seconds ago. No, that's crazy. All right. So let's play it. Shit, this needs no introduction. It's Ministry. Every day's Halloween. Everybody's heard it. We've all been to the club. If you play Call of Duty, you've heard this. So yes. Looking like Ozzy now. He giving like Ozzy vibes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
The sun,
yeah.
the black hair, the straight black hair, and the glasses really isn't helping.
There's so many things going on here. He's like the one dude from like Three Teeth also somehow, and then the one guitar guy from Bill and Ted's what was it, the first movie? Back to the Excellent Adventure. They go to the academy in the past and they got the one. I think it's the dude from Faith No More, actually, if I think about it. I don't know. Anyway, he looks like so many fucking people now. So yeah. I'm also just breaking this up so that we don't get the 15-second ban. So just if you break up with Convo, they don't copyright ban you. I figured that out already. So
Oh.
all right, continue. Yeah. I mean, now that I say that, some AI is gonna pick
Is
up
it
and be like,
is
it's
it
them.
15 seconds or is it
It
actually
is
long?
15 seconds. So I
Okay.
learned that from other podcasts and podcasters, but yeah, essentially 15 seconds roughly at a time. They won't shit can you. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be fun to listen to an entire song 15 seconds at a time with me blathering on between, but you know, as a little bit of filler so that we can continue doing this, it's acceptable. Wow. That's a different, the whole corporate. I mean, I'm glad that they infused it, and it's definitely a different song without being entirely. It doesn't sound like a remix. It sounds like an enhanced version of the original, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And what
Almost
Al
like
and
they did
Ministry
a
are doing,
tribute to it on purpose.
they're going back and re-recording a lot of the early stuff that Al has tried to distance himself from so long. He, you know, in interviews said that, hey, you know, going back and listening to it after avoiding it for decades, I'm hearing things I do actually like, and I'm hearing things that I can work with. So he's taking some of those early tracks from his some of his Wax Tracks era, as well as the stuff predating that from the synth pop fake Brit accent era, re-recording it and calling it the squirrely years.
Well, it's good that he's
So-
come to terms with himself on that, because that used to be fighting fucking words for Al. You brought up any of the original like Twitch or anything like that, like yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, he's updating a bunch of that stuff, like, like this. And I really like this version of Every Day is Halloween. It does sound a lot more modern. It does sound a lot crisper and fresher. And I like that Al is leaning into the goth side of Ministry a lot, because it does seem like he tried to get too far away from it through industrial and into the metal era, that the goth stuff was lost. So this circling back around makes me very, very happy.
He knows who pays his fucking bills. He
Also,
knows.
I gotta say, with the
Hot
headphones,
goth chicks do.
Yeah.
that definitely doesn't hurt. I gotta say though, listening to this with the headphones on definitely improves the song because I originally listened to it through my phone and I didn't get the same effects, and it definitely sounds a lot better
Nice. Well,
the second time through here.
I'm gonna skip like a little further ahead.
I really like the globe, the globe effect that they did there. I thought that was kind of cool.
I feel like it's more than 15 seconds. I like I always love that our scene is very age inclusive, but very much, especially now in your scene, like old people in this video exactly the same as people who are in their 20s, and it is absolutely an all ages show, clearly. So I really thought that he went out of his way to really do that on purpose, and that's pretty sweet that he did that, because it's pretty easy for somebody of his age to either include all of the older folks of, I hate to say older, but fuck it. I mean, the march of time, the drums, the beats on. We're all heading towards it. We all just happen to be born a certain year. Okay, and we're older. We're older now. We're getting older. We're finally there, right? We kind of made it.
Entropy marches on.
Yes, and he has definitely made it. Maybe a little bit ahead of me, but he could have easily just relied on all of his older fan base, or he could have been like, oh, let's just use a bunch of hot young chicks and like, do that cringy, like, yeah. But he used like all sorts of people that was really like a good representation of the scene, and it looks like a legitimate club night. It doesn't look like a music video. So I think that's cool, and I like what he did with that there. Seeing this with the globe here, I'm gonna get naughty and do like maybe 15 more seconds. We're not gonna take up like 2 whole hours with this music video. If you guys want it, do fucking Ministry Every Day is Halloween, squirrely version. I'm sure you can find it on
Squirrely
YouTube.
Raev.
They never made a actual music
they
video
didn't.
for this song, even though it's
This
been
is the
out
very
since
first
like
official
yeah.
video.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
It's just like one of
always
their oldest fucking songs, and
I
yeah,
liked one of their I still stand by the original, the not the original video, but the video that I really like,
Visualization.
which is like it's this goofy one with like the cartoon, the
The
black and
dancing
white cartoons.
skeletons and
Yes, the
shit.
dancing
Yeah.
yeah, dancing skeletons and shit. Yeah, I love that one. It gives me all the whimsical feels. Anyway, keep going.
I'm like just looking around at everybody. I think it's wild because as goths, like there's always so much to look at, and yet we all
yes,
we all look the same though. But yet there's so much to look at, and we don't look the same. Like it's wild to explain that to people. No,
The
I mean
devil's
this
in the
is
details.
right. This is a very well done video, and I am proud of Uncle Al and being there for at least half of his career. And yeah, fuck God. Oh God, wow. Yeah, about half, over half. Anyway, who's doing math here? We're not doing math tonight. That was a really excellent share. We even shared that. It doesn't matter.
That was me.
That was you. Good. And this last one, this is like 2 weeks old now.
yeah. This is a long.
There's your
Porch
there's your
pictures.
face. I forgot I'm
Yay.
screen sharing. Yes. Youth code. I love youth code. Speaking of cold waves,
Just mute it.
whoa.
Mute it.
Yes, mute.
Good movie though. Highly recommend.
Thank you for spoiling. No, I mean, you didn't spoil it. You just recommended it. I saw Youth Code at Cold Waves in 2014. So they've been around for a minute.
Look at what shows up over there on your right side. Youth Code and Hell.
Yes, it's a great song. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about, I always
Yeah.
forget I have some crazy stuff. So there's some more health. There's some health. There's some, I don't know who that is. And then there's my dudes from Workaholics, because they have a really sweet podcast called This
Oh, I
Isn't-
love those guys.
I
Those guys are
fucking-
hilarious.
It's my favorite podcast, other than Distractable. No, I'm sorry. Our
And
podcast
this one.
is, yeah,
This one right here.
This one's my favorite
This one's-
podcast.
Yeah.
Durs and the boys, they're like a close number 2, and then Markiplier, you know, he's like number 3 maybe. So yeah, I saw them live in 2014. I didn't know that Youth Code was even still doing anything, so this took me by surprise.
Yeah, this is recent. Look at that, 12 days ago released.
Yes, it was recent when you sent it to me. I remember.
And 12 days is still pretty recent.
It's still pretty recent, so I'm excited for this because I had no idea.
Have you not listened to this?
No, I haven't listened. No, I made sure I didn't listen.
You never clicked on the. Oh,
I
because
did
you
not
like to
click
go
on it.
into it brand like fresh.
Yeah.
All right.
She likes to raw dog our suggestions.
I'm here for the reacts. So I'm excited. I wonder if she's still fucking like wildly feral. I feel like that's 15 seconds. Sure, her look is different, and I like it. She's still got her same essence, but she's like, you know, her look is like different. It's pretty sweet. So
Yeah,
that's
love
the
that
first
like
thing I
heavy,
notice.
hard hitting, screaming and then the dark synth kind of vibes with a you know, mustachioed mayhem madness man.
Yeah, they're actually a couple too. Like, I don't know if you know much about them, but they're actually like a thing in real life. Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, God, that means they've had to have been together at this point, like fucking almost 20 years. I'm sure. Jesus Christ. Let's stop it with the 20 years shit, you guys. This math is depressing the fuck out of me tonight. Like, I have an exam with math on it tomorrow, and it's not even depressing, but this math's depressing me right now. But yeah, no, they are for real. And
like, if one of the answers on my test tomorrow is 20, I swear
20
to God,
years.
I'm gonna get up and I'm just gonna get out. I'm just like,
they're gonna be like, at what age are people often diagnosed with like blah blah blah, and it's gonna be like 20 years, and be like, fuck, I'm out. I'm not doing this anyway. Yeah, 15 more seconds. Let's do this. I like how hollow that synth sounds.
Boom,
yeah,
boom.
It sounds like he's like smacking on a big fucking plastic pipe, you know, like a big PVC. Blah, he's in a construction yard. Just, yeah, it's very dramatic and thick and rich. I don't want to call them out, but the vibes is giving orgy for the music video for Stitches. Except for with Orgy, the whole room was like white. This one, they have the same light box. I swear there's like a center where they store this light box, and some industrial or like, you know, new metal or something kind of future pop band brings out for a music video once every like 10 years. And like none of us notice, because I swear, like,
it's the same rig.
It's the same fucking.
It
is the same fucking light box thing that's in the Stitches video for Orgy. Go watch it after this. Instead of that one moved around. Does this one move? No, I don't think so. They got the downgraded version, you guys. They built theirs at home.
They got the budget version. It's not the super special version.
Yeah.
With all the extra,
it's like
all
a
the extra
sitcom.
features. I just really love the aggressiveness. I love the in your face. I love the energy, just the energy of Youth Code in that. Very youthful. It's coded in youth.
We're listening to some Youth Code. I got Darby in here.
Yo,
it's like the whole family tonight. We got like a sitcom going. The kid lost a tooth on the show earlier.
I mean,
do you have
sort of on the show.
Do you have $5
so
concerned. Left the money with you.
Oh, that's keep that. When you have a kid, like, you don't expect them to fucking lose a tooth, and like nobody keeps cash anymore. So I was like, fuck, I got him.
Can I just hit you up with it? Can the tooth fairy like hit you up with the Venmo?
Cash out my kid, please. If you could
cash
be like Tooth from Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah. So and did you know inflation affected that? So it's like when I was a kid in the 90s,
I heard $1. This.
Guess how much kids get now for a fucking tooth?
I heard $20.
Fuck, where the hell do you live? Oh, that's right.
I heard
where the fuck do you live?
No. I don't know. I don't remember who it was from, but I remember I heard $20 from
In-
someone. And I'm
In
like,
Macomb
what?
County, it seems as though the Tooth Fairy's leaving about 5. So
Damn,
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
I know. I thought that was a lot, but
I
geez,
heard
$20.
$20. I don't remember who it was, but I was
That is an
I
expensive
thought-
mouth.
Yeah,
I'm about to
yeah.
go around
Well-
Birmingham and keep track of kids that have like loose teeth and shit in the night. Like their tooth fairy comes at 2 a.m. and then I'm gonna be in and out of their room at 4, getting that 20 before they wake up at 7.
Admit that on the internet, there, Jess.
No.
Do
Well,
not
not
sneak into
stealing-
children's bedrooms.
Okay, to
Please
steal the
do
money.
not.
The tooth fairy does it. That's the whole point of the fucking whatever.
Do not stay out of children's bedrooms.
I sneak into mine later to put the tooth fairy does that.
Right.
That's
right.
your
yes.
The
kid. You're
tooth
allowed in
fairy
that
does
bedroom.
that. So you're saying I could put it under there at 2, the tooth fairy can, and then I can sneak back in there at 4 and then take it back, and then
Yes.
she wakes up at 7.
Yes,
That's
as
all
whatever.
right, that's fine.
Stealing from your children and the tooth fairy is fine. Whatever.
Somehow less bad because it's not,
it's
just
not
random-
embezzlement. Don't worry.
Random
about
breaking and entering into a house randomly for $20. You're right. It does sound bad when you say it out loud.
It. Yeah, thank you for going over that. That
So,
obvious.
I know the
like,
economy is tough, but that's a hard way to make $20 there. That's a hard
hey,
way.
I know $20 is $20,
20
but
bucks,
come on,
but
man.
not like
There's
that,
so many.
bro.
I'm
Not
sure
like
there's
that.
other ways you could make $20.
Sell your plasma.
I
or
was about to
something,
say that
dude.
it sounds like something that they would do on South Park, and they absolutely did. If you don't remember, there was an episode where Cartman pretended to like steal Butter's money, pretended to be this tooth fairy, and broke into his room. And that's probably where I subliminally got that from. Anyway,
If
Yeah.
South Park didn't do it, Simpsons did.
yeah, no, and South Park did it. Simpsons did not, surprisingly. So I had an idea, and actually 2 weeks ago I wrote it on the board. So we're gonna keep that idea. It's still fresh here. You've mentioned specifically, Raev, that
Oh shit.
no,
What did
this
I
isn't
do?
a bad thing at all. There was some band you mentioned where like you had seen them live and it kind of like changed you and you're like, maybe I'm a bit biased because I've seen them live. And then I went off about how there is actually a psychological effect when you see a band live in concert, that it's almost like a church effect. I know not to sound all cheesy and church like up in here, but it has to do with like having the people around you all like chanting, cheering for the same thing, having that vibe going, everything. And live performances can be very transformative. They can also be really hilarious because we can sometimes witness things that we didn't want to witness or did not expect to witness. Like and this is morbid, but I thought about the Harpo's thing where I saw Orgy and
Yes.
I witnessed like
Harpo's incident, yes.
one of the first murders. Yep. And that was forced upon me. And if I had never gone to that live show, I would have never seen what I saw that night. So my topic is experiences we've had at live shows where they were either transformative. You can go off about like just the best live show acoustically you've seen. Like, was there any band that sounded really, really good where you were like, damn, this sound quality is like the best thing. Even venues for live places, because there's some venues that are mind blowing with that. Funny things, freaky things that have happened at shows. I don't care who goes first. I think since I came up with the topic, maybe I shouldn't go first. Maybe I should just throw one of you into it.
It's like you're gonna throw that out, and then we're just gonna have something locked and loaded. It's like I can see the wheels turning for Raev over there. He's in his pensive look right there. You know,
I've got a lifetime of seeing live music that I've got to think back on. So
yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like it's a great question. It's a fantastic question. It's just like
Topic.
being able to come up with those moments, you know, because like shows are, especially when you go to as many shows as probably all of us, we've probably all seen like shitloads of shows. And the thing is like, how do we narrow those experiences down to like unique ones, you know, like ones that really stand out? I mean, I did really like, let me think. One interesting place that I could say, I went to a show and I saw Sierra open for Carpenter Brute in Toronto.
Nice.
And one of the most interesting and different experiences that I had experiences. Carpenter Brute is a electronic slash rock group. I don't know. They're kind of like they kind of have like health vibes
Like
in a
industrial
way.
opera, almost like rock
Not
opera,
really.
but industrial, like in a way. It's hard to describe them. They're very epic. There's something very
Their live
synthy,
shows are
epic,
very
spacey, like
yes, yes.
dramatic.
But one of their last songs, they played Maniac from Flashdance. And there wasn't really a lot of crowd activity during the show. You know, there wasn't like any mosh pits or anything like crazy or anything like that. But when that song hit, their cover hit, people just started going crazy. And the floor wasn't even in the venue. There was kind of like, I mean, at the front it was, but like it was kind of sloping because I think it was originally an actual theater. Like the venue was originally a theater. So that was interesting. So there's like kind of a like just people going wild for a cover that I guess people just really appreciated. That was
Nice.
really interesting. Seeing Pig for the first time at Smalls recently, that was really, really cool because obviously I've heard a lot about the band and then also just talking with the guys in the band, like actually being able to do that, that was really cool because you're like here you are like, you know, just talking with famous people like they're normal human beings. That's really interesting. Which is something that I didn't realize they did, but apparently that just makes them even more approachable.
Yep.
The entire festival experience where you're seeing the same people day in and day out and having the same musical experiences like Cold Waves 10 that I went and saw like 3 years ago. That was really cool. And now that I'm going to be doing it again, really looking forward to that. Yeah, just it's really hard to like really narrow it down. So I feel like I'm trying to kill time for Raev to come up with a good one here.
I've got a formative moment in concert, so. And it's actually one I wish I could go back in time and revisit it because I don't feel like I appreciated it appropriately at the time. 'Cause I think it was 1998. Went and saw The Creatures at the State Theater, which was amazing to begin with because I'm a huge Susie nerd, and I was a huge Susie nerd 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I still am now. But to be able to see The Creatures on stage performing Venus in Furs with Homeboy from the Velvet Underground on stage with them, and to have that experience, and it was such a powerful performance, such a magical performance standing there that like the entirety of the venue was transfixed by Susie during that. But I never knew that that was going to be the last time I would ever have an opportunity to see Susie live on stage. It was my
Wait.
one and only time, 1998, I believe. And it's like, it was mesmerizing. It was spellbinding. It was phenomenal. She was otherworldly up there. I know you picked up what I just did there, Raven.
Yeah.
It was great. So are you saying that they did a song with Lou Reed? Like Lou Reed was there?
It wasn't with Lou Reed. It
Oh,
was
it wasn't with Lou
what
Reed.
was his
Okay.
name?
And it wasn't Nico.
Give me a moment. I'll remember the guy's name. John Cale.
John Cale. Okay. So he was in the Velvet Underground, but it wasn't it. So yeah. Yeah.
That and shortly before COVID, having the opportunity to see Peter Murphy and I think it was David J's doing a like we refer to as the half house. So half of Bauhaus, but they were doing the entirety of I think their first two albums.
Ooh.
And to see that at that was at St. Andrews just a little before COVID. And just to watch them.
That reminds me. Just keep going, keep going.
But to watch Peter Murphy, who I have always respected his microphone control, his breath control, how much of a master of his art he is. But to stand there and see in his advanced age, just see him sit there and or stand there and hit every single note like he was a man 40 years younger. Like he lost nothing in that performance. And it was like you knew you were watching a master of the craft. And to see, two of them up there with the backing band, it was extremely impressive. And to tie it to our local scene a little bit, our late friend Pleasure Kitten was the in-between entertainment for that concert. In between bands, she was actually DJing that concert. I got to stand there and crack some jokes with her about it, and take a little bit of a piss with her about everything. So there's always that special moment too. That's like I got to watch my friend be the DJ in between bands and the opening entertainment for half of Bauhaus, who was up there absolutely fucking killing it. It's one of my favorite those are my two favorite concert memories that I can tell.
Where you could just stand in time and just be like, yeah, that was that moment. Sure. I will I will always remember the time I was at a Skinny Puppy concert and some dude on acid got on stage, attacked Ogre, and then later after the show he pissed on my car. Yeah, that was probably one of my more inspiring, like wholesome. So Ogre was actually very sick that concert. It was a weird show. It was very short. It was Royal Oak Music Theater, and I don't fucking know, like 2009, something like that.
Good venue.
Loud.
I was gonna talk
loud
about that
fucking venue, loudest venue ever. If we're coming to actual like acoustic sounds that are nice, I hate to give them credit, but El Club sounds great. Royal Oak Music Theater should sound great, but it's so fucking loud. Emerald Theater is probably actually a better version of it. But in any case, this dude gets on stage, and Skinny Pups perform at a fucking show. So it's almost like that beginning part of Scream 2, the movie, where the chick's getting stabbed in the movie theater, but nobody realizes that it's not supposed to happen.
Yep.
And so this dude is like all like fucked up and weird. And he gets on stage, and you see him at the end of the stage. He's like, I don't know, maybe like late 20s. 6'2", dark brown hair, just kind of a Shaggy from Scooby-Doo kind of cut. He had like a white shirt on. If I remember all this like so very vividly for some reason. And Ogre is still just doing his thing because he's trying, he's probably freaking out inside because you could tell he notices him, but he doesn't do anything. And this is after Dimebag and stuff too. And not even that much later after it. So a lot of artists were still freaked out over this kind of thing. And this guy goes over, and Ogre had created like a cross out of like canes, like walking canes is like a fucking, art installation he was doing during the show, as he does. This dude just knocks it over. And I don't think Ogre like assaulted him. I think the guy tried to shove Ogre, and Ogre might have like kind of shoved him back a little bit or something. Then security just shit canned this dude and just got him right off the stage. But it was so scary seeing him stand at the end of the stage. Like, here's Ogre performing, and here he is like stage left, and he's just staring. He's just staring. He's staring for like silently. He's standing there for like 2-3 minutes. That's why we thought it was maybe part of the show, because it's like, why would they thought this guy just stand up there like that long?
Yeah,
it felt
like some
forever.
weird performance, right?
And so after the show, we're out by the tour bus. The reason, and Kevin Key came out and he apologized to people. He said, I'm so sorry that we had to cut it short. I thought it had to maybe do with that guy, but apparently Ogre was running a fever like 102, 103 during the whole show. And he just like hung in there as hard as he could until he couldn't anymore. And they had to cut it. And then the dude comes wandering up. The fucking acid dude. Because at this point we realized, like it's psychedelics. Like everybody in the audience was already whispering it as to what was going on. And he goes up, and I think the crowd kicks him out and gets him away from the tour bus because he tries to go up to Kevin. And at that point, he wanders into the parking lot, and you hear zoop, and then you hear, and I look over and I'm like, bro, that's literally my fucking car. Like, out of all the cars in the goddamn parking lot, like my poor Hyundai, that thing has gone through so many people pissing on it, in it, barfing on it, and now I got like LSD pee stream up on my fucking. I was afraid I was gonna trip balls and catch the crazy just like touching the door handle. I know that's not how drugs work, but this guy was on such other shit. I was like,
drugs by proxy.
Yeah. So dude that assaulted Ogre on stage pissed on my door.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, it's almost
Don't
like
do drugs.
It was almost like getting a weird autograph in a way. Really, that's what it felt like. So that's one of my good
mental
ones.
note. Piss on Juss's car. I've never managed to do that somehow.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years. Have yet to piss on your car.
Pick one. Yeah, it is weird because there's a lot of people that have, depending on the car. Yeah.
I think I pissed in your yard when no one was paying attention, but
I think you probably have. Everybody has. Yeah. Do you guys have any more concert stories?
I was gonna say one of the other ones that I really enjoyed was Peter Hook and the Light. Um, I obviously I was no one ever got to really enjoy any Joy Division, but they played all of Joy Division's like I think they played the Unknown Pleasures from front to back, and it was really awesome. And they also played a bunch of New Order stuff too, and it was on a Monday, and I got to hear Blue Monday played on a Monday,
Nice.
which was awesome. And it was at Royal Oak Music Theater, the very place that we all mentioned once. So there you go. We went around, and
Full circle.
for Love Will Tear Us Apart, I definitely was crying.
Aw.
100%. Could not keep it in. It was just like I was just like, oh, this is so beautiful.
That was like me at Sick New World when I knew it was the last time seeing Skinny Puppy, and I was like this old bitch crying. All these people looking like, what the fuck is going on?
Crying at concerts. That's when you
Crying
know.
at they're
touches-
crying during Skinny Puppy.
Yeah.
does it like is it an adequate story to tell just to say, you know, does like having sex at a concert and then being high-fived by one of the dudes at the merch tables count as a good story?
Why would you have to ask if that's a good story? Like you're like,
Of course
you know,
it's a fucking
I'm gonna
good
talk about
story.
this one time I was at a concert and I had a good vibe. No, you're like gonna say that you'd be like, I don't think anybody would find this of interest. No, I don't at all, and I hope you washed your hands before you high fived them.
Oh, I hope you did
It
it.
was.
He's like, all right.
I don't think I've ever gotten late at a concert. No.
Yeah,
I don't-
actively
no.
at the concert.
I don't think I have. No.
Fantastic. Like
Yeah.
like fucking Woodstock 69 all over again.
Bucket
dude.
list.
Good times, good times.
Or Woodstock 99. Shit, man. That was pretty
No,
wild.
that was different. There was nothing intimate or consensual about that whole thing there. That
Well,
you know.
both had a number of different
Thank you,
issues.
Fred Durst.
Thanks, Fred.
We're not
Durst.
gonna forget. Not
well,
gonna forget.
What a lot of people forget is that there was also a after hours rave night where they had a whole hangar where they would rave all night, and people were doing
That's what I heard. Yeah.
ecstasy and they were like Tiesto or whoever at the time
Wasn't it like Moby DJing in the
Moby.
I would have
afterwards?
said
Yes.
Moby.
Yeah,
Tiesto
yeah,
would have been a
Moby.
couple years later.
Yeah,
Tiesto would have been
yeah.
like 2005. Yeah, it would have
2005,
been, it would have been like
yeah.
Moby or like
Mid-2000s.
Paul Oakenfold or some
Oakenfold or-
shit.
yeah.
Plastic Man. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Square Pusher or some shit.
Oh. That ruled.
But yeah, there was all kinds of craziness. Anyway, you know, that would have been a formative memory had I been able to go to, because I know there were people who were definitely like teenagers going to
Remembered it
Woodstock.
fondly as
But
much of a crazy ass
also,
hard wreck it was.
It was a shit show, yeah. So I don't know if I really would have wanted to go because it just seems like that would have been formative, but also chaotic and like scarring at the same time.
Making it afraid to go into crowds ever again, right?
Yeah, you know, it's like, hey, I don't know if this crowd's gonna fucking riot and start lighting shit on fire or playing in poop, you know.
I guess another one of mine would have been my kid really wanted to go to her first concert. At first, Comic Christ was coming in. They were doing an all ages
Ooh.
show, and I said that to my husband, and you know, and I said that actually to Mike Electrosonic, and I was like, I don't think I should bring her though, even though it says all ages. He's like, so your kid can hear great hits such as Shut Up and Swallow from albums such as The Joy of Guns, and I was like, you know, you put it that way. I don't care if it's all ages. I probably shouldn't do it. And then the next year, Health came on, right? And she'd been listening to Health since she was like fucking 4 years old. And their lyrics, as you know, are not like out there. They don't have an out there crazy stage show. I don't think she had epilepsy to be concerned about. And after going to that concert, I'm sure she doesn't. So that's good because we would have found out there. We would have found out. The only thing I was sketch about was the merch booth. Okay, because they definitely have some items and they have some shirts, and she didn't know what the items really were, and she saw the Health shirts, and he's like, well, we can buy you one. I'm like, you're not getting the shirt that says sad music for horny people. Like, you're not wearing that to school.
You wouldn't. I don't think they would let her, right?
No, I was like, that would not happen, right? So we're trying to like scooter patch the merch booth, but she's a merch kid. She settles on Pixel Grip. Pixel Grip's got a booth, right?
Pixel Grip's solid. Solid
Yes.
choice.
And we all know what
Solid choice.
their main track is called, right? They're big.
Well, I mean,
Right. So there's a fan, like a little fan, and it's got like the metal fucking on it, where it's like
Yeah.
metal font where it's drippy and you can't really read what it says. And like he bought it for her, and it says it says alpha pussy, and she's had it for like a year and a half, and she doesn't realize that because she can't read it. Nobody can read it except me. But one day she's gonna
the
pull
real
it out.
ones. The real ones.
The real ones know.
do. Yeah.
But she's also the only reason that I met Johnny too, because I was about to bitch out, even though he says like 100% chance of meeting him. He's like, come talk to me. I don't care who you are. I want you to come talk to me. I got too scared because I thought for some reason that didn't mean me. And she's like, but mom. So that's also the only reason I met Johnny. We got a really cute photo. I was scared to approach him because I was approaching him with an 8-year-old, and I know that's weird. So I didn't know how he was going to react. Had no idea how that was going to go. At least it was a Detroit show, so everybody there, like Jay was standing there, and like everybody from Smalls was standing there, and they knew it was me, my kid, and everything like that. So they weren't like weirded out by it. But that was probably a good formative memory, because I would have never met him if it wasn't for her. And it sounds stupid, but it's true. And then I guess the story about how I'm a fake honorary juggalo, and that's weird how that happened, that I got adopted by juggalos and I got mistaken for like a juggalo queen. And I'm not. I used to work at a dispensary. I'll make this one really quick because I know we're going on time. You guys are probably gonna fall asleep. But Monoxide, his real name's Paul. I'm not gonna say what his last name. Well, you can fucking look it up. Paul Methrick, right? That's his real fucking name. And he used to come into my dispo all the time, and I was the receptionist. I recognized him, which doesn't usually happen because they have makeup on all the fucking time. So you don't really, they're walking around. You probably ran into him at the Kroger in Roseville like 5 times already and have had no idea, right? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You probably ran into Violent J. You've probably run into like all of them. Oops, I'm blurry. But there was something about, I think it was his name tipped me off. I was like, Paul Method. I'm like, where have I heard this? Where have I heard this? And I looked it up, and I was like, he's fucking Monoxide, you know, because I have to see their ID. When they check in. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, they all come here. Like Madrox was coming there, like Blaze Your Dead Homie, because I asked my boss and everything. And he's like,
wait,
yeah.
Did you look them up in your like database or something?
No, they actually all come in, and I started like.
Oh, you started recognizing each one of the members there.
Because I've seen the movies like Big Money Rustlers and Big Money Hustlers. If you remember those classics, and when
classic bangers of the Juggalo era, yes, the Juggalo cinema universe.
I used it as like an awkward icebreaker, right? One day I'm like, oh man, I was like, I couldn't think of anything to say. I'm like, I loved you guys in Big Money Rustlers, but like that's all. He's like, oh man, she really knows. Like,
she's one of us, yeah.
Right. Like shit, this bitch has seen it. She's like, you know. And I started talking about albums, and I started talking about like Juggalo stuff because I'm from Macomb County. If you're from Macomb County, automatically you're like 23% Juggalo. It's genetic at that point. And so after that, he started giving me backstage passes to like how like all their big, the one that they do on Devil's Night. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but for a couple years in a row, I'll just always remember like calling up 2 of my Juggalo buddies, and they're like, wait, you got what? And they're like, we can go with you. And I was like, yeah. I was like, come with me. And they're like, we get there, and they're like, where did you want us to go? I was like, he told me to come to the tour bus. And they're like, he told you to just come right up to the bus. And I was like, yeah. And I go there, there's a fucking swarm of juggalos around the bus. And Blaze Your Dead Homie's cousin, who was a customer at the dispensary, standing outside the bus, and he's like, Jess, girl. And my 2 buddies, who this whole time thought I was fucking full of shit, right? They're like, what the fuck is happening? And they're like, he's been waiting for you. They're like, waiting for you? Like, what the hell is this? He's like, let me go get him. And fucking Monoxide comes out. We get all these photos, we got all these autographs. He's like, I'm so glad you came. He's like, here. And he gave me like all these albums and stuff like that. Like,
just gives you like a stack of CDs and shit.
Juggalos are really fucking tight knit, so I was nervous the whole fucking time because they were staring at me. They were sniffing me out, and they're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Bitch smells dark. Like bitch smells like could be, but there's something a little like this Fago is diet Fago or something like
sugar-free?
Sugar-free Fago. And I was never found out. So Juggalos of Southwest Michigan, or I'm sorry, Southeast Michigan. I said it backwards. I was too. I'm sorry that I bamboozled you in your community to get some flex with my buddies who are big juggalos, and just because I thought it would be cool to be a juggalo princess for one night, and I didn't mean to come in and appropriate your subculture, but I had a good time. And I did see all the movies. I didn't fake any of that. I've heard all of it.
No,
And I still have the album. I pop it in my CD player every once in a while. It's signed by Paul. He's a very nice guy. And I hope to run into him at my local Kroger soon. So, because I run into him every once in a while and I'll say, hey, what up? That's my fun live story, I guess.
That was an awesome story. That was
I
a
saved the
trip
best
right
for
there.
last.
That was a
True
trip.
shit. Real shit. I guess we've been going. This is an extra long episode. I guess we saved it up because it's been a couple weeks. So shit.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Yeah.
We
But,
Senator Bookered it.
Yeah. My dog's,
Yes, he's still going, by the way.
my
Yeah,
dog is
25
just sitting
hours.
in the back, like all weird and shit. Oh, is he like filibustering the hell out of?
Yep.
That's crazy.
25 hours, no bathroom
that.
breaks, no sitting down, no nothing.
Yeah, as people just discreetly handing him bottles and shit. He's got like piss jugs going.
I hope he's got a piss jug. Hopefully, at least a
Piss
diaper.
jugs for the country.
He's like
He's got some
he's like an
patriotic piss
Amazon
jugs.
driver, dude.
Yeah. He's living like the great North American trucker life right now, just doing the duty for us all. So I salute you. And yeah, I guess this is a wrap on It's Not a Phase. Join us next episode. I'm gonna try to get a special guest, and it might
Yes.
be our season finale too. So we're gonna
All
see how that
right.
goes. And I guess we had a fun time talking
Titties.
about live stuff and titties. So have a good week, you guys.
Bye.